Come with me behind the scenes on the Lakers 5-game road trip. Let's go. I'm Jovan Buha, Lakers beat writer for The Athletic. The Lakers' first road trip of the season was also their longest road trip of the season, an 11-day, 5,500-mile trip. We started in Phoenix. You see the podcast setup on the road. Phoenix is one of my favorite road cities. It is easy to get to the arena. It is easy to navigate the arena, going from the court to the media room to your seats. They have a good setup, good food, good PR, and those are all the things that matter to an NBA reporter. After getting settled, I head to the court to watch players warm up. It's typically Anthony Davis right before the head coaches speak. Not sure what was going on with JJ's mic there. Here's a quick look at my dinner. Then it's back to the court to watch players warm up and talk to people. I really like these seats. It's like watching the broadcast, but in person. Had another snack at halftime, tried to keep it relatively healthy. As for the game itself, the Lakers entered 3-0 after sweeping their homestand, which included a win over the Suns. But Phoenix was able to target LA's defenders down the stretch on switches, and they ultimately won 109-105. JJ Redick predictably did not take the loss well. You could tell he was seething during his post-game press conference. Players afterward talked about him dropping F-bombs and just how upset he was with the loss. After the game, I went back to my hotel to record my post-game reaction and write about the game for The Athletic. Then, the next morning, it was time to go to Cleveland. I don't know who scheduled a Phoenix to Cleveland trip, but here we are. I rewatched the game on the plane, and then I connected through Atlanta, got to Cleveland at around midnight. The next morning, the Lakers had shoot-around at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Say that 3 times fast. We don't get to actually see the team scrimmage or go over concepts. We typically just see them do some post-practice shooting or a little bit of skill work. The story of the game was obviously Bron and Bronny returning to Cleveland. We spoke with AD and Bronny, then I went and got some Chipotle and walked around the mall for a bit. This was only my 3rd time in Cleveland and my first time while covering the Lakers. Those gummy bears were really good. Watched AD warm up per usual. Kenny Atkinson said the Cavs were going to attack the Lakers in transition, and that they did. JJ Redick was still kind of upset after the Phoenix loss. And here is another chalk toss from LeBron. This one got a standing ovation from the crowd. I've never quite seen something like the LeBron relationship with the Cleveland crowd. During the first time out, they played a tribute video to both LeBron and Bronny, and the crowd went absolutely nuts. I wish my phone picked up the audio better. But eventually in the 4th quarter, as the Cavs were blowing the Lakers out, crowd started chanting, "We want Bronny," and he played the final few minutes. The Cavs stomped the Lakers 134-110. Everyone was predictably upset after the game. It was cool to see LeBron and Bronny do their post-game presser together though, answer questions about being back in Cleveland. And then it was off to arguably my favorite NBA city, Toronto. Those who have been following me for a while know I had my bachelor party there this past summer. Here is the view from my hotel room. I love this city, and we ended up being there for 4 days because the Lakers had 2 off days randomly in between their game there in Detroit. Hey, look, it's AD warming up again. After the pregame availability with the coaches, I walked the concourse a bit to soak in the atmosphere and find some food. Got this burger and fries. It was pretty good. This is one of the arenas where they give you a voucher rather than having a media meal. The Lakers beat the Raptors 132-126 for, spoiler alert, their only win of the 5-game road trip. My favorite part of being on the road is getting to explore cities. And again, we had 4 days in Toronto. Used one of the off days to get some work done at a coffee shop. I'm a big coffee shop guy. Like to find a go-to one in each city. Then had a nice dinner with the reporters. Went out, couldn't film that part. Before traveling to Detroit, the Lakers held a practice at the Raptors practice facility. We spoke with Gabe Vincent, Dalton Connect, and JJ Redick. Jared Vanderbilt, who is still out after double foot surgery, got some shots up on the side. Bronny James got some work in with Scott Brooks, and LeBron and JJ watched some film. With no shade to Detroit, I tried to spend as much of the day in Toronto as possible, but eventually got to Detroit late at night, walked around a little bit, found a nice coffee shop, ended up doing work there for a couple of days, then went to the game. Similar to Cleveland, it was only my third time in Detroit, and let me tell you, they have the best media spread in the league. Because it's Little Caesars Arena, they have Little Caesars cater, and it is delicious. I went ham. And shout out to this guy, whoever he was. This was a funny, unplanned moment. But yes, I had lots of pizza, garlic bread, wings, salad. Tried to get my steps in to offset it, but is what it is. LeBron always finishes his warm-up with a dunk, and he nearly took me out with that one. There was a close call there. As I mentioned, the Lakers lost the remaining games on this trip. They fell 115 to 103 to Detroit. Detroit just dominated them physically and with their athleticism and speed. The big concern coming out of this one was AD's left foot. He aggravated the plantar fasciitis he had been dealing with since last season, and his status at the time was unclear moving forward. And then it was off to the final stop of the trip, Memphis, on Election Day. It was nice and rainy, so we just got straight to my hotel and did nothing other than podcast and watch the election go down. With AD banged up, the Lakers called up Christian Coloco, who made his Laker debut. We spoke with him in Dalton Connect at Shoot-Around. One in Memphis, you gotta walk by Beale Street. You gotta do it at least once, but it's also fun to do a few times. But my favorite thing about Memphis is the media seating. It is the best media seats in the league. Probably right there with Dallas. It's a 1A, 1B situation, but we are technically in the second row right behind the scorers table, and we can see and hear everything, especially near the Lakers bench. You can hear what they're saying in the huddle. You can hear what the players and JJ are saying to the refs, to each other. It's an awesome viewing experience, but with no AD in this one, the Lakers lost 131 to 114, capping a 1-4 road trip. And after 5 games and 5 cities in 11 nights, over 5,500 miles traveled, it was time to go home. It was time to see my wife, time to catch up on sleep. And if you made it this far in the vlog, please consider subscribing, turning on channel notifications, and liking and commenting on this video. Let me know what you want to see next. I will talk to you soon.